Hello. Here's a recap of today's NQ market. The market was very tradable today. It gave us a bunch of opportunities. And so I just want to cover and make sure we understand how the trading, transform my trading levels, support and resistance levels work, and they could provide trading opportunities based on our system. So on the screen on the left side here, we've got the 1 minute chart of NQ, and on the right side is the 5 minute chart. Now, a couple of things. The red lines here are the TMT levels, transform my trading support and resistance levels. This blue dotted line or dash line is the day session open. The solid lines are overnight global X high and global X low. Okay. And I also put on there, I don't have it here, but usually, most of the time, actually, I put on the global X open as well. In fact, I have it set up. This is a new chart. I'm rebuilding it. My thinking stream crashed the other day. So I think we can add it here under the studies. All right, so let's look at the market here. As the market opened, we had a pretty strong rally in the morning, and we could have contributed or joined the rally on this one as soon as it broke right here, the this level and the overnight high. When it broke there, it came back to touch it, but it didn't have enough force to even come further. So this was a good place to continue going higher. And the next section where on the 1 minute we could have got it in was around right there. Market went up, came down and touched to the TMT level exactly, and we could have gotten into the trade right there, and which was the last leg for the up move in the morning. Okay, so the if you wanted to be aggressive, there was another opportunity right here at when the market broke to open. That was a good place as well. All right. So those are I usually I mean sometimes I don't trade this move. Sometimes I do depending on where I am in terms of my trading mindset. But what I really like to trade is this area right here. Market came up and touched the TMT level, tried to break through it, but wasn't able to. Market was in overbought condition on the 1 minute chart, and on the 5 minute, it was even clearer. We had overbought with divergence. So this was a good place to sell. This is for me, it's the ideal place to sell. Okay. So on a 5 minute, the sell would have been below this bar right there. So it was about 28,918. So below that level, we could have sold it, and that was the top of the day. Okay, and so we could have climbed it all the way down. Usually, what I do is get in with a few contracts, take some profit on the smaller ticks, then keep the others riding. Okay, so that was the ideal trade of the day, and usually, I most of us should have been done by now with this one trade. Okay. But let's just, for the sake of education and understanding the transform my trading levels, I just want to continue to cover the rest of the day and understand how we could have taken advantage of the levels and some of the setups. So market came back up here, dropped here, and came back above this level here. There was a small right there. There was a scalping trade on the upside, but since the market wasn't able to continue above this level, it dropped back below. That was a continuation trade to go further down. And even more, we got more approval once it broke the overnight high and the TMT level. It kept going further, and then was another really good opportunity on the downside when the market came from the above, broke the day session open, and came back and touched it right there, and started continued its downward momentum. Okay, then the market found support at the TMT level here, and look at this arrow is on the way, but this bar touched the level exactly right there. So we had a good divergence on 1 minute, and on 5 minute we didn't have a divergence, but we had basically 2 bar double bottom right there. So that was a good place to go long right there. Okay. And then once the market came back up, tried to break the day session open right there, but it wasn't able to. It broke through it again and came down. And there was a good trade back here on the downside. But the ideal trade I want to show you guys is this one right there. Market came down to the overnight low, reversed back up, came back again with force, and there was some kind of news here, by the way, and it wasn't able to continue further down. Came back up again. Look at here; it touched this at this level. The second time it touched here, this was a good sell, and this was a good buy right there. Okay, so there was a sell right there and a buy right there. All right, so as the market continued, it was the next half an hour or so or more, it was in a choppy zone, and then it came back down here and did a double or triple bottom right there at the TMT level, right there, and with a 1 minute divergence, and it went back up. There was another good trade right there. The final trade of the day was this one right here. That was an awesome trade. It came back to the TMT level again with oversold and with a divergence on the 5 minute. Look at the divergence on the 5 minute chart. This was awesome trade right there. Okay. On the 1 minute, I would have gotten here, here, and on the 5 minute, I would have gotten above this high of this bar. But I usually trade off of the 1 minute, so and I'm okay if I get stopped out 1 or 2 times, but this was really really good trade right there. Okay, and then that's all for today. I mean, we should have been done by then. Right here around this level, it was pretty choppy, but this was I want to focus. Let me bring it back to focus here. I want you guys to focus on few areas on this chart. This one right there. Let me mark it with right there. This one right here. This one right there. But ideally, these two. This one and this one. Okay. So if you only traded those two, our goal is to find the perfect setups, and there's no 100% probability on anything, but with these setups you are 85 90% probability. If you just had the guts, or the more than the guts, the patience to wait for the right setup and for the right trade, then you would have done great today. One right there, another one right there. That's all. And if you guys have any questions, you guys could get in touch with me at transformmytrading.com, or my cell number is 818-307-5544. And I'm going to put that here so that way people have it. All right.